Greetings world. We are the stepmother.
What's the stepmonster? Oh, Dad, I don't actually care. I just wanted to say stepmonster.
And we send the following Facebook message to our stepson. I am sorry but I love you and always have.
Rip my family apart.
I just cannot tolerate that you do nothing but sit.
Watch the walk.
You got the second set of clots because you wouldn't move and were supposed to.
Yo, VIP. Let's kick it.
When my lady doctor told me not to have sex for 6 weeks, and I did it anyway.
When you are on blood thinners you are supposed to move and be active.
When I walk on by, girls be looking like Debbie Fly. I pick to the beat, walking down the street and my new the freak, yeah. This is how I roll, animal print pants out control. It's Red Bull with the big ass bra, and like Bruce Lee, I got the clout, yeah. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out when I walk in the spot. This is what I see. Everybody stops and is staring at me. I got passion in my pants and I ain't afraid to show it. Show it, show it, show it. I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah.
You failed to do so and doses have been raised. no reason to .ss and I am glad they turned you down.
I exist without purpose. Tease me, tell me, rip me, push me, hurt me, hit me harder. This fall like rain. On my knees, but I'm not afraid. Cowards die every day. Now that you see. Surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending. Controlling, I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before, so insecure.
You can work and should work.
I was born to be broken. Crawling, gagging, spitting, falling, bleeding, begging, vermin.
I have issues, including heart.
She's scheduled for a heart transplant. I want you to make sure that she's kept in a reclined position and that a continuous watch is kept on her eye.
I am 70 and work every day. I have also had blood clots in both legs. Electric is paid for right now. Your dad can't help anymore.
Dad? Daddy?
Yes, I got upset because I don't understand someone sitting around doing nothing and sitting on the computer all night.
What are you doing?
I'm taking over a TV network.
I've been sleeping all day or day and night.
Up all night again, huh? Can I cut the electricity to his room so he'll sleep normal hours? He's been playing with his computer all night for a solid week. Well, yes, he could be playing with himself.
I've been not looking for a job.
Get a job.
I also get upset over body odor that is extremely offensive.
All right, that is it. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I've spent the last, 2 hours within sniffing distance of a sweaty ball sack and a sweaty ball sack, and I am out.
It smells terrific.
I don't mind you being here and didn't mind you being here except for those circumstances. Like I said, I love you.
Love is a beautiful thing. When you find it, the whole world tastes like daffodil daydream. So you gotta hold on to love. Tight. And never let go. Don't.
Yeah.
Or else the whole world tastes like Mama June after hot yoga.
Sir, what does Miss Mama June taste like?
Like two hobos fucking in a shoe filled with piss.
no.
I can go all day, Dopinder. The point is, it's bad.
It's bad.
Like everyone said, time to man up. When you heard your dad fall out of bed, you should have gotten me up instead of doing nothing.
It's weird. Footprints with no people in them. I mean, it's like it's them, but it's not them, you know what I mean?
I don't mind if you come back up here, but I won't tolerate being on the computer like you were.
You hooked it up to the phone, didn't you?
Nor will I tolerate the offensive body odor.
On top of spaghetti, all covered in ice. What? I didn't have any corn.
That is not too much to ask for.
Looks like 2 eggs and a hanky.
Also can't take the stinking blankets / comforters.
I am never going back in the water.
Me either. No way.
That's it.
Ah,
That's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
stuff summer.
No. Let's go to the local pool.
You know what? You kind of smell like wet dog hair.
Excuse me? You do too.
Hey, you're right! I do!
You can come and stay here whenever you want.
What we're trying to do is to establish within organizational force a repetitional group of individuals who will divide within themselves with a unanimous decision to overload the power structure, whereas we can devise our own destiny. You dig where I'm coming from? Now, the problem being that we are an internal group trying to work out of an internal bag, which we're trying to do very heavily. And with the support of the masses of people, we will be able to do this with a limited amount of time.
But I love
Bullshit.
you and it is time to man up.
Are these even?
Solid ground. I tried to look the other way, but I couldn't turn around. It's okay for you to hate me for all the things I've done. I've made a few mistakes, but I'm not the only one. Step away from the ledge. I'm coming down. I could never be what you want me to. You pull me under to save yourself. You will never see what's inside of me. I pull you under just to save myself. Was there ever any question on how much I could take? You kept feeding me your bullshit, hoping I would break. Is there anybody out there? Is there anyone who cares? Is there anybody listening who will hear my final prayers? Step away from the ledge. I'm coming down. I could never be what you want me to. You pull me under to save yourself. You will never see what's inside of me. I pull you under just to save myself. It's caving in around me. It's tearing me apart. It's all coming down around me. Does anyone care at all? I will never be what you want me to. You pull me under. I pull you under.
I agree with everyone else when they say that.
How bitter are you?
You owe it to me to be a decent human being.
fun's all about.
All around the country and coast to coast. People always say, what do you like most? I don't want to brag, I don't want to boast. I always tell them I like toast.
Very nice. Yeah, toast! Yeah, toast!
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know.
I am touring the country and trying to educate people on gun violence.
And what exactly is it you're trying to educate people of? What is your message that you're trying to get across? Because I know that you had backed, like a lot of the legislation that Congress initially didn't act on, which I know was kind of surprising, given the amount of support for some sort of change. But what would you like to see happen?
I would like to go around the country and educate people on the fact that
a lightweight 20-year-old youth carrying multiple firearms, managing them, changing magazines, and accurately, consecutively shooting 26 people between 3 and 11 times each in a matter of 5 to 7 minutes. Men who are much bigger with extensive weapons experience and proficient shooting skills say they themselves could have hardly done what Adam Lanza did.
We discovered the FEMA manual for a 2-day drill, having the rehearsal on the 13th, where the manual even states everyone must check in, going live on the 14th, but where there was so much confusion that many of the participants didn't understand the difference. They put up donation sites for the families of the victims on the 13th. Even Adam Lanza, the alleged shooter, was recorded in the Social Security death index as having died on the 13th, making his accomplishment in shooting 20 children and 6 adults the following day all the more remarkable.
like most other people, that you never think that this could ever happen to you. I would watch these horrific massacres play out on the TV and never think that this could happen in Connecticut, let alone in my older sister's classroom.
We have lockdown drills. I don't remember how many.
So there was no anyone telling us that it was a drill.
What you are watching is exclusive footage from NBC News of an active shooter drill. It's the 13th such drill the school district has staged in the past year.
With all the shootings that have been going on, it's good to be prepared just in case.
It's eye-opening, definitely for the students.
I was just thinking of places I would hide or run if in the scenario that had ever happened. I couldn't think of any.
This is my first time and I would definitely do it again.
This is my 10th one. So, but the weird thing is, it gets me every time.
Get down!
The scenario that we'll be conducting today is going to be an active shooter where first responders from the Sheriff's Department will respond to this active shooter at a school where multiple students have been shot. Deputies will respond, form a team where they'll engage the suspect and eliminate the threat.
The blood is fake, but the lesson is real at Oxford High School.
More coming out. More coming out.
Today, the state police staged an active shooter drill on a grand scale.
This is an opportunity for the Connecticut State Police to take the training that we have and integrate it with other first responding agencies.
We leave no stone unturned. We take as much time as we need. We use all the resources that we have available to us. We will do that in this case and then some.
It makes you think this could happen.
But gun violence knows no bounds, and it can touch anyone. I was very disappointed in April when I sat and watched our Congress come in and vote yes or no for this bill, and it was heartbreaking to see them vote no, but this is an ongoing battle, and we're not giving up, and I'm in it for the long haul.
And we should tell people it was a narrowly defeated bill, only 4 votes.
It was, we were so close, but Like President Obama told me that change might not happen in a month, but it will happen. And I'm excited for this ongoing fight because I'm not going away. The rest of the Newtown families aren't going away. And we're going to continue to fight until change is made.
Well, the nice thing about this piece of equipment is that if somebody is directing fire toward a team that's trying to get in, they safely can pull right up to a front. Take enemy fire and still try to address a threat without being fear of getting shot.
So I'm thinking that is totally appropriate in Iraq, but what kind of a situation in the U.S. would you see that happening?
I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists and a lot of people that stockpile weapons, a lot of ammunition. I mean, we've got a lot of constitutionalists and a lot of people that stockpile weapons, a lot of ammunition. They have weapons here locally.
I mean, no offense, but you guys have no idea what actually happened. This is like the lies are so much bigger than what you know. And it's so much deeper, and it's so much more tragic once you have the truth. They'd known about the terrorist attack for months. There is a long-term advanced knowledge. Assets are being watched. The so-called terrorists, whether you want to think of them as whether they're real, Mohammed Atta was an asset trained by the United States government, supervised by the United States government. And I can assure you that assets, and I'm speaking directly from my own personal experience, assets are heavily controlled individuals. They were using Mohammed Atta to guide the conspiracy, to track the conspiracy, and then they discovered that they were bozo pilots, they were clowns, they weren't any good at this flying stuff, and now they had an agenda. And the agenda was that when this attack happened, they were going to go to war with Iraq. But oh gosh, we've got a problem now. Because the problem is they're not going to be able to do the job. Uh-oh. Oh. The 1993 World Trade Center attack killed 5 people. The bombing of the USS Cole killed 12 people. And once the smoke clears and the catastrophe, the chaos is over and the noise is done, it's pretty, it's like, it's all, there's not a lot of damage that would certainly not enough that would allow a government, a pro-war cabal, to throw itself into a new war with Iraq, which they wanted to do. They'd already decided to do it. And so that is the motivation. So it's not like they just spontaneously wired the World Trade Center. They knew it was coming, and they wanted to make sure that they had maximum damage when it hit. They knew they were going to use the airplanes as the cover to demolish the building. They showed up for 10 days, 10 or 11 days approximately, then they were never seen again. And that's when they believe they wired the building. And they do believe, and my friend told me absolutely it was a thermite bomb. A thermite bomb with, it was a thermite bomb with potential sulfur in it. Okay, it takes steel and it creates molten steel. So it takes beams of steel and it turns it into molten steel. And it just everything underneath just sinks into the ground like what you saw. And it is a special U.S. military grade weapon. Okay? It is a military grade weapon. It's not something you could make ever in your kitchen or your garage or your living room. It is impossible for you to do this. This is a U.S. military weapon.
She said, something ain't right. I said, oh man. She said, oh man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
Jason, how's it looking for you guys this morning?
I mean, my drug dealer and my prostitute were on the way and, they couldn't get it delivered. I couldn't believe it.
What are your words of advice?
Stay bunkered down as long as possible. And then, check the main roads, call your friends, family, use your networks that you know to see if it's passable. If it's not, don't take a chance. There's no reason for it. You know, the prostitutes will be there tomorrow morning, and we can, you know, have a good time then. I mean, these guys are working, I hate to say it, but almost 20 hours, you know, and there's good call girls in the hotel. They should just stay there, you know.
Okay, thank you so much.
You, the men and women of the CIA, are the eyes and ears of the free world. You are the tripwire.
CIA is a state-sponsored terrorist association. You don't look at people as human beings. They're nothing but pieces on the chessboard.
The CIA is not really an intelligence agency. It's a covert action agency.
The CIA has been involved in assassination and torture behind the scenes, all through its history.
No one really knows all of the things that CIA does. They pretty much have carte blanche, and they have an enormous amount of money.
Former cop Mike Rupert was forced out of the LAPD for investigating police ties to CIA drug trafficking.
I am a former LAPD narcotics detective. I worked South Central, and I saw the hands-on working relationship, the interface between local police departments and the CIA. What we saw was a deliberate effort by the agency to make sure that large quantities of the cocaine, the high-quality cocaine, got into the inner cities, like Los Angeles.
After a report in the San Jose Mercury News, CIA Director John Deutsch was forced to confront allegations of drug dealing.
I had confronted CIA Director John Deutsch at Locke High School. He had come to Los Angeles to talk about allegations of CIA dealing drugs.
Deutsch knew exactly what was going on. What he didn't realize was the fact that that many people were going to show up.
Sir, the man in the leather jacket.
I will tell you, Director Deutsch, as a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. The room exploded. What I saw at that time was that there was a crying lack of knowledge in the body politic about how much evidence there really was about the criminal activities of the Central Intelligence Agency, specifically dealing drugs. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence.
If you have information about CIA illegal activity in drugs, you should immediately bring that information to wherever you want, but let me suggest 3 places. The Los Angeles Police Department, it is your choice, the Los Angeles Police Department, the Inspector General, or office of one of your Congress persons from this.
18 years ago, sir, and I got shot at for it.
What was the big deal? He came up here, he sat there, and he lied to the American people.
Let me say something else. If this information turns up wrongdoing, we will bring the people to justice and make them accountable.
We have been subjected here for a long time to junkies, and it's nothing to see them actually selling the dope in the streets. And the children have become accustomed to seeing junkies actually under the influence of drugs, which of course is not good.
For the benefit of those who don't know me, permit me to introduce myself. I'm King Heroin, known to all as the destroyer of man. From where I first came, nobody knows. I came from a land where the poppy grows. I'm a world power, and all know it's true. Use me once, and you know it too. For I capture men's will and destroy their minds, and cause them to commit all sorts of crimes. With cellophane bags, I found my way to great men in office and children at play. From the richest of states to the poorest of slums, from the highest exalted to Bowery bums.